Really? That's news. Did they see
He's
what did they see what caused the crash?
They're not very intelligent types.
Hmm.
All he saw was the ship smoking and fire, and then it crashed. And they came looking for food.
That's why that one fellow had his pants on backwards. All right.
I never
Yeah,
said that. You can't put words in DM's mouth.
they've agreed
They're
to
on his head.
cooperate. They've agreed to cooperate as needed. So I would prefer if we don't need to do any torture or anything senseless like that.
Oh, that's good. I've managed to find one survivor and stabilize him a little bit.
Excellent.
Let's see.
If you guys both work together on him, I'm sure you can wake him up.
So Alexis is singing and getting and just shouting at him from the other side.
Sure. I don't care how you do it, as long as you both roll fucking checks for it.
Do you need me to roll a check?
uh,
Skill check, or am I using majestic word to basically just bring him back up to health?
if you use the check, or if you use word and he uses the check, fine. If you both use word, it works automatically.
Yeah, let's just fucking use inspiring word and majestic word.
As well.
Okay. Okay. Let's say within, because the wound's still got to heal. So let's say about 5 minutes pass as the wounds heal, and he shoots out. He's lying down, right?
Mm.
He shoots up and just starts panting and screaming.
Going to grip his hand and say it's okay.
It takes a moment for him to register that where he is and that he's alive, and he slowly calms back down.
We're from Freeport.
Oh, thank God they brought reinforcements. Where are the rest of you?
Not
Uh,
exactly reinforcements.
we
Sorry,
were
rest.
also sent to scout Storm Guard. Our airship is few hundred yards over there. What happened to you?
Which ship is it?
The
Sky Glider, I believe it
Sky
was.
Rider.
Skyrider.
Yeah, Skyrider.
Oh, she's a good ship.
Very good
How many
ship.
people did you bring?
Bare bones.
There's
Uh,
6 of us.
Christ,
and
we're
so
all.
what?
outside of the
15,
crew.
15 crew. Yeah.
He lays back down. He goes, Christ, we're all dead.
What did you see? What took down the airship?
I don't know. We were making our loop over the city, or what was left of the city, and next thing I know, we get hit in the tail and we spin out. We managed to stabilize for a few moments, or for a little while, but the damage was too great for us to continue. But we saw nothing down there. And he again, are you wearing anything of your city, or are you pretty much wearing Freeport garb at this moment?
Well, they gave me new armor and stuff, so it's probably in Freeport colors.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you're from that city and they know you want to avenge it, it would be in yours.
Then sure, I'll have
It's blue
probably
and
probably like a tabard or something that's
okay.
in Stormguard's colors.
And he looks at you and he goes, "When I say there was nothing, there's nothing left."
I feared as much.
No airship should come anywhere near that place.
Well, we were going to scout it on the ground. Were there any Dalhai forces still there?
We saw nothing there. No ground troops, no monsters, no demons, nothing. Just black ash. It looked like from the air.
Hmm.
How close did your ship manage to get to the city?
We stayed a stable distance away from the ground. They were probably, I'm gonna say, a few thousand feet above. But they made a pass through the city, above it. So they actually went through the actual where the city would have been.
And it sounds like something attacked the ship.
Something hit it.
I'm gonna use, I guess, a history check or an arcana check to see if I know of any creatures or weapons that the Delhi had that maybe could do something like that.
Okay.
Would that be history or Arcana?
That would be history. Because you're harking back on your
24.
research. How do I word this?
Does it sound like any of the Delhi that I fought either?
No, because you saw every Dalhai that you fought. You would think it's either like the weaponry that they have. It could be an invisible pulse that hit the ship, but you're unsure. If you would like to look at the back of the ship and assess the damage, you might get a clearer idea of what type of shot was made against it.
She'll look towards Gedden, ask if he can handle keeping the survivor healthy for just a moment. Take care of him.
Certainly.
Do you have
She'll
perception?
go. Do I? Not really.
Just give me a fluff roll. You're gonna get a bonus to it.
14.
You're getting a +5 bonus to it, so you're getting 19 out
19.
of it. Yeah, you actually see singe marks from, and it looks like the back end was cut through like what we would think as a laser. It looks precision or precise, like a precise hit right through the engine room.
It came from below.
Yep. Well, it came from an angle from below. Yes.
Yeah, not directly, like
Yeah.
straight up, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of check I'd do for this, but is there a way I can basically determine for sure that for a size of an attack this large?
How big the cannon would have to be, or the weapon that it would be.
Yeah, and if that would be impossible not to see from orbit, or not from orbit, but from
From the sky.
from above.
Throw me another history.
Oof, only 16.
You're getting another bonus because you're reading up
I'm
on this.
deducing shit. I'm like fucking Columbo over here.
Yep, you're getting bonuses up the ass because of how nice I am.
One more thing.
What?
One more thing. It's Columbo's thing.
Oh, okay. What was the question again? Sorry, that all kind of flooded me.
If
how
Size
from-
of the weapon.
Yeah, from the size of it, could I determine if it would be possible? If you should have been able to see what attacked them from below, from where they were above, just based on how large the weapon must be to create a size of damage. Just,
The hole is significant. The shot that would have made from it would have left a trail. You know, like if it was a laser, it would have, you know, how lasers work. But it's a significantly sized hole. The cannon would have had been rather large, and as far as they can spot it from the air, because there's kind of a catch to this. If they were looking right when it happened, yes.
okay. What I'm basically trying to do is if maybe they have some sort of stealth not technology, but stealth magic.
As
Or
far
something
as
like-
your research has gone, the answer would be no.
Okay.
You kind of have to go to the area yourself to find out.
Okay. I'll head back over to Gedden then.
Mhm.
I don't know if they had any conversation while we were away.
Did you guys?
Let's see. I'll ask him if he has any anything else to say about the city other than that it was destroyed.
It doesn't look like there was even a city there.
They were very thorough then.
There's no rubble of the city. There's no stone left from the city.
That's extremely thorough.
It's blank black ground.
Damn, I was hoping to find some survivors.
Well, they had a view from that high up. You really can't say for sure that there's nothing on the ground yourself.
Well, At least if there aren't any Delhi there, we can check it out ourselves. But
We saw no Delhi there at all.
good news and bad news. Let's see. If Alexis is back, I will leave him in her care. I want to check out the engine room.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll just basically be singing to him and sort of using that restorative magic to help
Yep.
ease his pain.
Uh,
Well,
sorry.
Paleth is kind of there at the same time. She's actually gonna. You gonna happen to have any children? Did you?
me, no.
All right. Nothing then.
Okay, you're checking the engine room?
Yes.
How thoroughly are you checking the engine room? Or at least what are you looking for?
I'm mostly checking to see if the engines are intact or not, or
Uh,
they're obviously not working at the moment. But could they be if they could be repaired?
You're looking, the one on the, like, because they're on top of each other, you know, kind of laying on their side. The one on the bottom looks like it was punched through. And you actually find, like, little puddles of molten steel on the ground where it was punched through.
But the top one is fairly
The
intact.
top one looks like it can be repaired. Of your knowledge of airships.
And I guess magic in general, or I don't know.
It's kind of a magic versus I don't know what would be an engineering check.
I don't
You
know.
could just do a flat intelligence check, I guess, or
Yeah, I think it would just be a flat intelligence.
All right, and you said it weighs thousands of pounds for one
Yeah,
of these things.
yeah, they're gonna have to tow it out with another airship.
maybe a history check.
Well, we happen to have another airship.
Yep. Maybe that's something they can do while you guys are on the ground.
Yep.
Now we're gonna fly the airship closer.
I wouldn't if
All
I were you.
Like the 7 unsubtle warnings of like, don't take this any closer.
That was actually his next line. I wouldn't go any farther than here. But thank
Yeah,
you
how
for
far are we from Stormguard and the Black Forest area?
let's see.
That was like several days travel by even like by horse.
You could get closer with the airship. Let me look at the map and I'll actually point out how far you can get. With the airship, you can get about here. And it'll be about a day and a half to get the rest of the way. Maybe a little bit longer.
But the Black Forest, Devin said he lived over in this area.
Yep, the Black Forest. Okay, he said it's green forest, then it goes black. So anything inside this circle
It's black.
is black,
Yeah.
and the city is only that big.
Okay.
So that's just an idea of how far the corruption's gotten.
All right, I think it's time we return to the airship and inform the captain.
Okay. You guys make it back with no troubles.
All right, so I'll leave the survivor with the captain.
Yeah,
See
they
if he
take
wants
him.
to,
They take
see
it
if he
down
wants to
below.
salvage the engine. That we'll need the ship to lift it, obviously.
Yep. He agrees. What else did you find down there? And who did you bring also? Who else did you bring on board?
Bring the prisoners.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming you guys did bring the prisoners. We only prepped for enough people that we currently have. I don't know if our supplies can last. Bringing on extra
Supplies
crewmen.
out
There
there.
does seem to be quite a bit of food in the crashed ship.
All right, we'll pick those up.
I'm not sure these savages are really worth taking along with us. We might just
Yeah,
get the food and let them go.
They didn't kill anybody. All they were looking to basically just take advantage of a crashed vessel.
Wrestle.
Crashed vessel.
Nuclear vessel.
All right, so what's your next plan of course of action, guys? That's the captain
All right.
talking to you guys.
All right. So after we've taken what we want from the crashed ship, let the prisoners off, we'll get a little bit closer to the city. But it seems that whatever shot that ship down is also a danger to us, obviously.
I won't let
So
that
we'll-
happen to my ship.
Indeed. So we will only
Go
go a
by
little bit
horse.
closer. Only go a little bit closer by air, and then proceed on ground.
Okay. He tells everybody to get a good footing. We're going to be taking off again.
Fun.
And I'm assuming everybody knows the drill, and we move a little bit closer to about here. If I can get it to stay. There. Thank you.
Uh,
Sorry, Chris, go on.
I would say while we're flying, Alexis is going to take to the book
Okay.
and basically write what she's learned from Devin,
Okay.
and she's going to note that she can't quite place what magic it seems to be, but there's definitely an oddity in the fact that there was a weapon that large and they can't see what caused it.
All right.
And I'll do my sending ritual to send a brief message back to the lieutenant at the palace that the other ship is lost and we are proceeding on horseback.
Okay. As the ship gets a little bit nearer, you see a little light coming from where out of the black. Slowly gets a little bit bigger, and a little bit bigger, and a shot goes. A beam of light goes streaking right across the side of the ship, striking, punching a hole through one of the sails.
Down, put her on the floor. What?
The ship aggressively lurches to the side, and everybody evasive maneuvers. Where is everybody?
I'm in my room,
Okay.
but I was not braced for.
I'm in the war room.
Okay. Who's on deck?
Well, Paleth would be in her normal spot, so.
Oh, you're right in the front. You saw this
would.
coming. Oh dear God. Okay, who's on deck?
Ken.
Shen and Paleth.
Where's Hallam?
Hallam's probably washing his clothes.
I was thinking, yeah. Sure, we'll go with that. I'm still washing my clothes.
Okay. Paleth, give me a check you're comfortable with making and reason why you're making it. Same thing with Shen. To not fly overboard during the bank.
And make an endurance or
You could do
a
acrobatics.
check. Acrobatics.
It doesn't matter as long as you explain it good enough for me to believe it.
Ninja acrobatics.
Okay, you grab onto the railing before flipping, before almost flipping over the edge.
Whee!
Essentially the same thing, just acrobatics.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
you are safe as fuck. You do a couple little bat flips and cartwheels on your way to the railing and stop yourself. The ship kind of spins tails a little bit and takes a hard landing. You hear a large, a bunch of grinding steel as the legs take the brunt of the fall.
Did any of us in the rooms have
You
to?
guys get battered around. No, you guys. They at least saw it coming. The hard turn would have threw you guys into the walls.
Does it take any damage then?
I'm not going to because you'll just use a healing. I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay.
You're hurt.
I assume I'm soaked in water again.
Yes, you're soaked in water. You're hurt. You're banged up. You might have like a little sprained ankle or a couple bruises, a couple cuts, maybe.
Again. Ah.
This time your nose is broken. No, it's fine. And you hear the captain yelling out. He opened up the window in his quarters or in the what do they call it? The wheelhouse, if you want to call it that. Yeah, the bridge. Is everybody all right? And it echoes throughout the whole place. It's got a PA system. Little horns.
I don't know if he can hear Paleth. Good. I'm good.
He looks at you from the bow and kind of gives you a thumbs up.
Ah,
I need to go air dry again.
Ship's not moving this time.
Crap. Forget it
I
when you
think
do.
this is our stop, Captain.
I think it is too. I ain't getting any fucking closer than that.
I hurt my spleen.
Oh.
Everybody off the boat. We got to inspect the damage. You guys, you know what you're doing.
Make sure I grab the dagger and the book. Stagger up to my feet and
Everybody to the bow of the boat. Bow lowers. Horses emerge. Take the horses or leave them.
take them.
Take 'em.
Okay. Horses
Take
come
'em.
out. They are very nice and friendly, but they looked a little bit annoyed at the moment.
Yeah.
Now that you guys are out of the ship, I gotta remember my fucking ship terminologies. Little fin that's underneath it.
Oh, the
I know what it is.
Rudder.
Rudder.
The keel.
heel or the rudder?
The keel.
Rudder.
Rudder.
The keel has taken significant damage. The legs look extremely damaged. The ship is slightly tilting a little to its right side. The sail looks all right. It just has a massive hole punched through it. And it's funny, it didn't catch fire. It looks like it burned when it punched through. It only burned what it touched, and it didn't damage anything else. The edges are singed, but there's no fire.
Strange weapon.
flash a beam of light.
Fire, but it's incredibly focused.
Yeah.
Alexis could go to
The same-
Pela. Did you see anything before the beam?
Before the beam, did she?
Yeah, you would have saw the red dot growing bigger and bigger and bigger before you actually saw this thing shoot through the sky and through the sail.
Saw a red dot growing, but before I could actually announce it to anyone, just the beam of light came and just hit the ship.
Like it appeared out of nowhere.
Pretty much.
Yep, you would say that.
Should let the captain know there is even a momentary warning that the shot is coming. That might be enough to take some evasive action, but yeah, it doesn't sound like very much.
Fucker's got a charge, baby.
Uh,
That's good knowledge you might want to note.
Yeah. There is the knowledge, just though, that there may be a stealth or some kind of cloaking magic
Mhm.
that these things are using, and it may not just be limited to only the big cannons.
Yep.
So I believe we should proceed with the utmost caution.
The captain's going to look down. He's raising up. The bow of the ship is actually raising back up. And he looks down at you guys and just goes, "What the fuck are you guys still doing here? Go! We're not going to sit
Right.
here much longer."
Fine.
all right. Where are we going to rendezvous with the ship after we've finished looking at the city?
The crash site
Okay.
So,
seems to be out of the range. We're going to fly low until we get to that crash site. Once we get that crash site, we're putting her back down and doing repairs.
All right. We will see you there, Captain.
We're putting her in the. Hold on, I gotta look at the map again. Where was the crash site? Okay, crash site's here. They're telling you. They're putting her in the water just north of the Scarring Well. So right here.
Okay.
And he throws down a little map, so at least he has it circled where he's landing. Because it might be about a week or two before we get repairs completely finished. So, but I'd still not like to stay in this area as long as I'd like to leave as soon as possible.
Don't doubt it.
And the humming comes back to the ship as the ground starts to shake, and it slowly lifts off the ground. Bits and pieces of the legs are still falling off of the ship as it takes off and turns around and starts flying towards the scarring well.
Hmm.
Oh,
All right.
that's
I
Onward
hope
to
it doesn't have
Stormgrave
any
then.
accidents on the way back.
What's that?
I hope it doesn't have any accidents on the way back. That'd be tragic.
All right. I'm gonna move your tokens up, and I'm moving the ship down.
I should note that once we get ready to start going, Alexa's going to sing, and she's going to basically cast Traveler's Chant,
Okay.
which gives the slowest. Basically, we go to the slowest party member speed +2, but since we're all riding horses, I think that's an 8 + 2, so 10 speed.
10. No, horses are 10 speed.
Oh, 10 speed. All right, 12 speed then.
Okay.
So we're fucking rocketing.
Oh yeah.
I'd say it's about 3 p.m.
Boat ride. Boat ride.
You guys are you guys going through the woods, or are you going through the main road that goes through the center, or goes through the woods?
I think the road would probably be best for us.
You think you think these horses can stand difficult terrain? They are meant for war. They are cavalry type horses. They do have armor on them.
I would stay in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably be easier to stay in the woods. I mean, there might be soldiers lurking in the woods, but
It-
then we'll both be hard to see, I guess.
They'd
Does
most
anyone know
likely
how
be
to
patrolling the
traverse the
roads too, so.
Yeah.
All right. You guys do some hard riding. Well, I'm not sure hard. Do you guys want to pretty much kick it up as fast as you guys can go? Ride hard?
Ride hard, at least for this night.
Okay. Well, you'll make it to the edge of the black zone before nightfall.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's 3, so I don't want to go into the forest quite yet. I figure.
Well, it's up to
We'll
you
go until late.
where you guys want to rest. Because if you
Well, I mean, it's Geddon's decision.
if you guys leave now, you'll make it to the edge of the blackness. If you don't, if you sleep now, or kind of make camp and sleep, you can make it there tomorrow completely easy. It's not that far of a run.
Yeah. Let's not sleep right next to the blackness. Let's stop and make camp about an hour away from the forest, I guess, where the Black Forest starts.
Okay,
where
you guys
where
travel
it's-
for about 2 hours, and you feel this is a good enough distance away. Congratulations for the check that nobody has. I'm gonna need a nature check on finding a nice spot to camp.
Yeah.
we all just-
Everybody who has any points in nature, please roll.
14.
Wherever that is.
Voodoo luck.
Hey!
Waylon,
I come through.
you
Somehow.
find a perfectly nice spot.
Hell.
You guys find a perfectly nice spot to make a camp.
Wait, do you really trust the place that I think is nice? There's probably like gravestones there.
I love corpses and shit.
This would be a great place to dig a grave. Oh.
This was the Indian burial ground. I can tell.
I can feel their souls moving. Anything? Go on. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I guess once nightfall sort of hits and we're all sort of settled, Alexa's gonna go around and ask if anyone needs repairs to their items,
Okay.
and basically just use me coal on anyone's. It's a thing I think Randy's doing where weapons do take durability damage, so she's basically just gonna cast a spell to keep all of your weapons.
You keep them all nice and shiny and new.
Well, then it's a good thing I do implement attacks with my things.
Well, if you still get hit, your stick might take damage.
I don't hit people with a stick.
Oh, your implement. Unless your implement's your mind.
Or your armor could take damage. You get
Yep.
beat up. Yeah.
Well, that's why they're psionic.
So, is there anything else going on tonight? I want to actually get to a different part before we end it, so that's why I'm trying to push a little bit.
I don't know anything to do.
I'm really interested in the whole black thingy.
That's where I want
stuff.
you guys to get.
Want to
Yeah,
eat
I-
it and see what it
I'm
tastes
good
like.
for tonight.
Oh
I'm good.
God, no, you're not a. Can I
Waylon?
duct tape his mouth?
Waylon, or not Waylon, Jason, if you do that, this will be your shortest lived character ever.
I don't know about that. I've had some short-lived characters in the past. One of them got killed by a crazy little girl with a teddy bear. That
So
was fun.
Annie.
Yes.
Except she had a butcher knife and stabbed me to death.
Okay.
Oh.
You probably asked for it.
Okay. So nothing. You guys don't do anything in the night.
I think I'm.
Not really.
I'm thinking
Oh,
good.
fuck Hallow, but nothing big.
Well, of course, nothing big there.
Oh, take that, Hallow.
Just squint. He's skinny. It's like fucking a half a pencil. Night passes. Nothing eventful seems to happen. The woods are dead silent. Paleth, what'd you say?
I was gonna say,
Oh.
I hope everybody's fine with having light and sleeping with that.
You should buy a tent so you can sleep in the tent and not bother anybody with your light.
I am going to grumble if he does have his nightlight out.
He does.
God damn it!
I think I do
like
have a
light.
tent actually.
If you have a tent, I'd sleep inside of the tent. It pissed less people off.
You mentioned that the forest is incredibly silent. Was I able to actually notice like any animal tracks around?
Are you specifically looking for animal tracks?
I'll give it a look. If I notice that I don't hear anything besides.
Yes, you
I'll
don't.
give
So
it
roll a nature check,
see.
and let's see if you can actually find them.
Oh, nature. I'm so hoping for perception.
Nope,
19.
you do not see any.
Okay.
I'm gonna check the book
Yeah.
Sure.
real quick. Did Slade ever return any messages?
No reply yet.
Cock tease.
I'll mention to everyone that we're probably safe here. It doesn't look like anything's been around here for a while.
It's because everything's dead. No.
That's certainly possible, but we're still safe if everything's dead.
Anything else, my children?
Do we want to set up any kind of watch, or
Yeah, definitely. Or let's see, who's it who which one who is it who meditates? I think actually has a decent score.
that's the Drow?
Yeah.
I have
meditate
dark
too.
vision, so I'll take center of the night.
I'll take end, I think.
Well, you just meditate, so you actually take the whole night.
Oh,
Yeah, just leave the elves to meditate. Let's get a rest.
Well,
Yeah.
I trans.
That's probably more efficient than anything else, actually.
Do both elves meditate?
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
I
didn't
have
know that
trans.
was-
Yeah, elves get trans.
Okay. The elves that are transing, perception checks, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
Do I get group awareness? No, I replaced
Ah.
group awareness. Good.
That was pathetic. You hear nothing. Like, the only thing you hear in the woods is wind.
And Shen snoring and farting.
Could have used that 16 as an attack.
Aww.
That was fun.
I'm glad I got rid of that 3.
Night passes. You're woken up by the sun breaching through the canopy of the forest.
Hmm.
Daystar, nice.
Right as sun.
All right, rise and shine. Time, time to explore a forest.
Let's do this.
Alexis, are you putting on your makeup this morning?
Yes.
Okay. Your thigh-high boots and your fishnet stockings?
I don't have fishnet stockings, thank you very much.
Not yet.
Are they magic?
They could be.
Sweet.
You get your character down to bra and panties and fishnets by the end of the campaign.
I'm like, look, they're magic, guys. It makes
And yet
sense.
somehow it gives better protection than skill armor.
Yep.
Yeah.
She'll have pretty much like 3 times the armor class that your
I'm
tank
like,
has.
I'm wearing basically a bikini and pantyhose, but my AC is like 78. So,
God bless fantasy logic.
Yep.
I mean, you guys are the ones who look like idiots.
All right, you guys mount up and head out.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Shut the fuck up, Chris. Hey, that's the first time I said that today.
I went a really long time without pissing you off.
Well, no, you pissed me off when you did the Bane shit, but I didn't like tell you to shut the fuck up that time.
Bane shit. What are you talking about?
You shouldn't have mentioned it.
Yes, I know.
Now that you've brought it up, it's all I can think about.
I'm killing you now. You see a dot in the distance.
I put Shen in front.
Dodge.
It doesn't matter. It'll go through Shen and hit you still.
As long as I take someone else out with me.
Yes, I see what I did, Chaos. You guys ride, and you start noticing fallen trees, kind of bent away from the direction of the city. You keep riding forward, and more trees are laid out, and the soil is spotted black.
That doesn't seem natural.
You keep riding forward. Just tell me stop when to stop. You keep riding forward, and more spots. The trees are beginning to become all black.
I'm
first time
really
I
not
I like
liking
this.
this.
The
I'd like
first
to
time
stop
I-
for a second.
The first time I see a black tree, I want to do an Arcana check on it.
Okay, Arcana check.
Uh,
Are you gonna yell it like Nick does?
no,
Okay.
23. It's not that important. History check, yes. Or streetwise, fuck yeah.
You do not sense anything magical about these.
Then I'm sorry.
Can I make a perception check to see if the nothingness has changed?
Okay. Oh, I'm pretty sure you can hear. You don't have to roll. You hear nothing
Perfect.
still.
I'll
like
make a
to pick
nature
up
check to
some
see
of
if I
that.
know what's happened to this tree.
You're gonna do what?
Nature check to see if I know what's afflicting the tree.
Sure.
24.
Oh, good. You feel like something is attacking the trees.
It's like a disease
It's like a
or an
disease.
insect or
It's like a disease. Yes.
Disease,
Like
okay.
something has infected it.
I'd like to pick up some of that black soil and look at that.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna.
You touch
I
the
rolled-
soil and hold it. Perception check if you're gonna look at it.
Yay, perception check.
It is dirt. And it looks like
It is
somebody
black.
colored it black. You think it's
Did I-
potting soil.
Grew up in a forest. Potting soil.
Could I roll a nature check to see if this is the kind of disease that's attacking the trees that could affect people in any way?
Sure.
Paleth doesn't care and still puts on a filter
I do.
mask.
Wait, am I gonna get sick from touching this?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know.
I don't know. You rolled a 1. What was your question, Waylon? Your roll for?
This stuff looks like that's on the trees. Looks like it could affect people.
You have no idea.
I'm gonna be cautious around here still.
Your horses don't seem affected.
Good.
The horses are your canaries.
Yeah, they don't seem to be freaking out, so it shouldn't be too bad.
I still wouldn't put it in your mouth.
I
Uh,
shine my ever burning torch, like almost right on top of the trees and
Okay.
soil.
I see what you're trying to do. There's no reaction.
Can I peel off a piece of bark of one of the black trees?
Okay, one of the black trees, you touch it, and the bark just falls off.
Can I burn that?
No.
Oh,
Honestly, somebody pushed one of the trees.
oh.
I'm going to actually reach to take a piece off.
How big?
I guess
It,
a pretty large chunk. Not like a size of a hand, like something that can fit in my hand.
sorry, Jason was talking when you did what?
Not like enough to not like a huge, enormous, like fucking vital piece, but enough that it could fit in my hand.
Okay.
Rather sizable.
Your hand kind of scoops through it like it was ash.
I'm gonna find a spare bag that I have.
I'm sure you have.
Put the sample in it, and I'm gonna tie it to my belt
Sure.
and just keep it there.
Okay.
Okay, now I really do want to push a tree.
Sure. Punch a tree.
Punch a tree.
You don't have to roll an attack roll. I'm pretty sure you can punch a tree. You punch a tree, you hit it, your fist goes through it, and the tree pretty much evaporates in a sense.
Am I gonna be covered in black ash now?
Just your hand,
Ugh.
your fist. All the trees you're touching are laying down on the ground.
Okay.
There
Very
are
important.
there are no trees standing where you're at. Or there are no there are a couple, but not many.
This
Lexus is going
unsettling.
to take out our water skin, wash off what's on Shen's arm.
Okay.
You really don't probably want this stuff on you if it's infecting the trees.
Or maybe it'll give me superpowers.
You're an
There's
idiot.
much less logic to that happening than it killing you.
You're still quite a ways outside of the city. Do you guys wish to proceed?
I'm gonna clean off.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a little worried now.
You guys mount up and start heading towards closer to the city. By now, every tree, you step out into a clearing, and I'm guessing you guys are looking around, and every tree is knocked down, and they're all facing laying away from where the city would have stood.
Yeah, I see this like everywhere with my spyglass, right?
Yep, all the way around it. The whole ground is black. It looks kind of like black sand
Oh god.
at this moment. And through your spyglass, are you actually looking through? Are you pretty much, Scott? Are you looking at the map right now?
Yeah.
Are you pretty much like sweeping the area?
Pretty much looking everywhere in front of us.
All right. You see a figure kind of kneeling down in the center of where you think, or where, in the center of the, let's say, blast radius, even though it's not one. Yes, that's exactly right. It sounds like an explosion with shockwaves knocked all these trees down.
This figure, can I determine any features of him? Or
No,
her?
the figure is kneeling down, and it looks like there's something on its back, and it's one of its hands is in the dirt, in the sand,
I
kind of shifting
Pull
it
this-
around.
pull the spyglass away. There's someone over there. As I just point out, I don't know who he is, but he's
Does he
just
look
searching through the
okay?
dirt. Say again?
Does he look okay?
He seems to be standing. He
It's-
seems to be looking.
The person is kneeling. It looks like the person is armored.
He seems to
don't
be
like
okay
this.
for right now.
I
This
don't
is
like this.
completely against my better judgment. We should go approach him.
I don't like this place.
No one does.
And it is
Huh?
still eerily silent in this area. You don't hear any birds, anything in the distance at all.
Can I do an Arcana check? Does it feel like there's any sort of magic in the air or anything like that?
Sure.
24?
Nope.
There's no magic or any sort of magical feeling?
Nope.
Yeah,
Can you do?
Buffy.
What's your intelligence?
17, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just give
17.
me just an intelligence check.
13.
You don't think anybody's here,
Except
other than
for-
the person that they're describing.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm like, whoa, holy shit, guys, it's an illusion from 100 miles away.
No, you're actually a lot closer than that.
Okay.
Okay, if you guys, I'm gonna use Paleth. Actually, no, I'm just gonna point. You guys are about here. The figure is probably about here. Here to here.
I'm gonna head towards him.
Same here. I'm curious.
I'll
Up,
cautiously head behind you.
We're so going to die. Like,
I continue to look through the spyglass as we approach to see
Okay.
if I could spot any features first off as we get closer.
As you get closer, you're starting to recognize the armor is golden and silver. You can't see a face. It is looking straight down. You think it's abnormally. You think it might be tall, but it doesn't look very bulky.
Can I do a history check to see if I know of anyone or any city that used silver and gold as its colors?
Sure.
13. Wait, won't I?
No, that
No. There we go. 25.
not to your knowledge. Not any of the cities you worked with have or traded information with have.
And there's no figures that I know of that famously wear silver and gold.
Nope.
I'm gonna stand a little bit of ways and I'm gonna shout out to him, this person, and say, "Hey!" See if that catches his attention.
The head looks up at you at the group of you. How far away from you are you? You guys can get really pretty close to this thing before it would actually acknowledge your existence. It's deep in what it's doing.
Yeah, like 20 yards.
Okay, yeah, you guys get within that much distance, and in that time, you notice it. The creature looks feline.
Feline.
Yep.
Kitty kitty.
Like a cat girl.
Yep. Tall. It looks like it's rather tall. It has a spear or a polearm in one hand and a shield on its back, and she's kind of shifting through the dirt like she's looking for something, and it is a female.
It is a cat girl.
And you actually say something to it, Waylon?
Yeah, I'll try to get its attention.
It looks up and it kind of tilts its head to the side and stands completely up. The thing's it's probably about 6'5". And
Sorry.
it lifts its spear up into the air, horizontal to the ground, and then puts it on its and then sheaves it back to its back. It doesn't say a word.
Well, at least it's not hostile.
I'm presuming I don't know of any race like this before.
Yes.
I yell out to it, "Do you speak common?"
It kind of tilts its
Can
head
you?
again.
And I'll actually try my other languages. I'm pretty sure it's Elven. Say the same thing over.
Her head still stays kind of tilt to the side.
Let's see, which languages do I speak? I will try Primordial, Draconic, and Deep Speech.
It still has no. It still looks at you guys with confusion, and it kneels back down, and starts drawing something in the dirt.
I will
Alright.
dismount and walk up to it.
Same.
And there's in the dirt. She kind of drew what looks like her ear, and an arrow pointing into it, and then she drew a picture of her face with the arrow pointing out of the face. And you're getting the feeling. Well, give me a check on that, if you would might understand what she's trying to say to you.
I mean, I'm
Say-
presuming she's saying she can't hear.
No.
Yeah.
She's speaking languages.
She can't speak what she hears.
Yeah, she can hear you, and she understands you, but she can't speak back. She doesn't know the language to speak it back to you.
Oh, she
Como
understands,
esta?
She understands though.
Yes.
I'm actually gonna take out of my pack the slate and chalk I have
Mhm.
and hand it, and we'll just essentially write out, "Can you write?"
She looks at it and is stumped at what you wrote.
I'm gonna ask her to say something in whatever language she uses.
If you're gonna try whatchamacallit on it, it doesn't work.
I have a lot of languages, so I was hoping
the
I'd
the
know it.
language that it speaks would not be. The language it speaks is not audible to you.
I'm going to ask her, can you nod your head if you can understand me?
And she shakes her head.
Are you from Stormguard?
She shakes her head no.
Have you come here recently?
She shakes her head yes.
Have you seen any strange monsters or anything like that around here?
She writes. She kneels back down because she was standing when she said it. She kneels back down and she writes the words Dalhai in sand.
Oh,
Of course, you can write that.
You're not at Delhi.
She shakes her head no.
do you know where they
And
went?
it's a very vigorous no. When you ask if you're Dalhai, she's still kneeling in the ground, and she writes out another word into it, and it's the Vel Rai. And then she clasps her fist to her chest.
The Velrai are the enemies of the Delhi?
She kind of sits in the dirt, and she messes back up and starts redrawing over again, and she draws a sphere, and then she draws little dots in the sphere, and then slowly starts wiping the inside of the sphere away, and then writes Dalhai in the center of the sphere. Now, if you want to make a check to understand what she's trying to say, I will grant it.
Was
Please.
it like a history check?
It would have to just be a general knowledge check.
Yeah, I could try.
Do insight to interpret.
Yeah, it
what
could be
Yeah,
insight.
insight.
If you got insight, you can do insight.
Good. Hindsight
30.
much
Geddon. Okay, Geddon and Jason both understand that the dots were supposed to be her people, and then as she wiped it away, it's the Delhi sweeping over and taking over.
That's right. Shen understood this.
You had a -5 to that, so
Oh,
Geddon understood it first.
Are the Delhi still here?
She nods, yes.
Do you know where they
Can
went?
we see them?
She shakes her head no, and she points down.
they're underground.
They're under the earth.
She shakes her head yes.
Are they planning to move?
She shrugs.
You fucking bitch. No,
Does she know anything about why everything's black?
She basically draws. I don't know how I'm gonna explain it. She starts drawing out what corruption would look like kind of like nice trees, and then slightly older trees, and then deader trees, and then completely black trees.
Will we get sick if we're in this too long?
She shakes her head no.
Uh,
She kind of raises her
I'm
arm up,
gonna-
and she kind of raises her arms up and points at herself, and then back at you, like I'm here. What the fuck?
No.
I'm gonna ask if she knows if she saw anything shoot out of the ground, sky.
She nods yes, and she kind of points off behind you guys. And nobody made perception checks when we were coming into this area. You see a large disturbance in the soil.
I want to look at it.
do the Delhi know we're here?
She doesn't know. She shrugs.
I would assume so, since they shot it. That's the first.
I,
Well,
I,
they-
I meant us specifically, the six
Oh.
of us.
The ground team.
Yeah.
She doesn't know.
Are there any more of her people around here?
She nods yes.
Can we see your people?
Do you mean from here?
No, I mean, can we meet them?
She gives a hesitant yes.
Can any of them speak our language?
She vigorously nods yes.
Oh, thank God.
Could you show us to them?
She draws out in the sand. It's basically going to be a long walk, and she points towards the north, or to the northwest, which Dan would understand the wall is there. That's where she's headed.
Oh, are your people on this side of the wall or the other side?
And, she clasps her chest and then draws a wall and points at it.
They're at the wall.
No.
On
She's
top of or
she
inside?
starts erasing it again, and then she slowly starts remaking the wall, and then points at herself, and then continues drawing it, then points at it, and then continues drawing it.
You
You're
You're rebuilding the wall.
Your people built the wall?
She nods.
Oh, huh.
Interesting.
And she draws a picture of like the males and the females, and then she draws a picture of a human, and puts a line between the two, and then shakes her head no,
You wanted to separate yourself.
and she nods yes and points at Paleth.
Paleth.
Yes.
She got that one right. That's why she pointed
Yeah.
at her.
Ah,
Saying, if we can, we would like to visit your people.
She kind of gives a slight smile, and her fangs kind of show through, and but she then kind of frowns a little bit, and then draws an X through the picture of the human, and then draws an arrow from the human to the male figure.
No men.
They don't like humans. The males
Oh.
don't like humans.
sorry, Shen.
Well,
Well, technically, I'm not really human.
You and your silly monkeyness, or
But-
werewolf, or whatever.
She's willing to take you if you want to go.
Please.
I'm willing to go.
Please, the Delhi have destroyed my city. If you can offer any insight into them, I will be most grateful.
But you do get the feeling that you guys won't be welcome.
We come in peace.
Don't shoot lasers at us, and we'll consider it a step up.
So she she looks at your horses, and she kind of gestures for you to get on your horses. Just to let you know her actual look, she's got a ribbed breastplate that goes down her torso. She has a shield and spear strapped to her back, and she's kind of almost it's like a tan skin or a tan fur with it's almost like a cheetah print, or a cheetah print. Light gray to black spots on her.
But is she hot?
I could drop a token of her if you want me to.
No.
If you want to, I mean,
So you guys mount up.
Yes.
yes.
she's
Oh,
carrying
yeah.
heavy stuff. I'll offer her the horse if she wants it, because I'm not really wearing anything.
She shakes her head no.
She's a cat. I bet she runs rather fast.
She puts both feet on the ground and kind of digs her back feet into the ground and bolts.
Told you.
And you guys give chase.
Yes.
We'll
Yes.
follow her.
Yeah.
You guys are
Over here.
you guys are struggling to keep up with her,
Damn.
I'm gonna sing and do Traveler's Chant.
even with Traveler's Chant. I was counting in Traveler's Chant.
Oh Jesus! How
Fuck,
fucking
she's
fast
fast.
is she? That's speed 12.
Yep.
She's like a fucking airship herself.
If we run, we can get to speed 14.
Yeah, but then we're fucking murdering our horses.
Mm-hmm.
Just let me get out of this forest.
She's extremely agile, leaping over trees as you make it into the actual green forest.
Ugh.
Your horses do keep up. She does slow down to make sure that she's at least in eyesight of you guys. And are you guys actually going to stop and see if she stops to sleep for the night, or are you just going to keep booking it like she is? You don't get any idea that she's going to stop for the night.
I think we have to keep going. I mean, she's our only lead.
I'd
Yeah.
like to put more distance between us and that black forest because that was creepy.
Okay. You guys are pretty much riding for I'd say about a day and a half to almost two full days before you reach
Jesus.
the center of the wall. And she kind of comes to a halt and stands up and points at herself and points at the wall just to make sure you guys understand.
That's
I
your
don't.
wall.
Huh?
That's your wall. Okay.
And she nods.
Couldn't you have built an entrance closer that way, at least? It would have been a lot easier.
She shrugs. She puts her clawed hand to the door, and a panel opens inside of it. She reaches inside and pulls her hand back out, and the panel slips back up. And you hear a loud noise as the whole wall is steel. By the way, it's not stone. This was a crafted wall out of steel. As slowly the center of the wall starts to pull inside of itself and open a doorway that's roughly 12 feet by 10 that goes through the wall.
Oh my.
But when you guys looked at the wall, it looked flush. There wasn't any. It didn't look like there was a door there.
Yeah. I'll follow through.
Okay.
Same.
Me
Let's
too.
go.
The wall is extremely thick. You're gonna is your torch still out?
My torch?
No, I'm trying to talk to Tyler.
Tyler.
It's an ever burning torch.
Okay. I didn't know if you ever stow it or not.
Hmm. Not
If he
really.
didn't, he probably brings it out now. I mean, it's dark.
Nah, let's walk into the darkness.
Yep. It's that thick
Real man.
that the light actually stops from going inside of it.
And I'll use my light cantrip on my shield to add a little more light as well.
And I'll punch the darkness.
It punches back.
This is fast tactic.
After
I stay in front of the light so I can just see normally.
a few moments pass, and you breach through the other side, and you're in a very lush forest. You're taking your horses. You took your horses with you.
Yes.
Yep.
She gets back down on all fours again and looks back over her shoulder at you guys to see if you're ready.
We had to run again?
Oh god.
Can we
Whoa.
rest?
She looks up a little bit, a little confused, and then nods yes.
Thank you. The horses don't like doing it as much as you do.
She climbs a tree. She sheds her armor and climbs one of the trees and lays on one of the large branches up top.
All right. We'll set up camp and have some neat. We'll offer her some food if she wants something.
She grabs a tree with her back legs and hangs off of it, picks up some of the food that you offer her, and pulls herself back up onto the branch.
Well, okay then.
That's handy.
Um.
Oh, and then and then she jumps. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So elves on watch. Everyone else take 5.
That works for me.
Sounds like a plan.
Gonna drink some wine.
She jumps back down really quick and writes the word Saya, Saya, in the dirt, and jumps back up the tree and
Is
lays
that
back
your
down.
name?
And she nods from the top of the tree.
Hello, Saya.
Nice to meet you,
Payless, by the
Saya.
way.
Pleasure to meet you.
She smiles again and kind of curls up in the tree.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Not gonna write
Yeah.
to Slade about this one.
Yeah, I mean, that sort of goes without saying that every
Yeah.
night she sends him messages about this. And he might be concerned with the fact he didn't get a message in the past 2 days.
All right.
Actually, did you ever get your message back? Not that I would know this, but
I don't know.
Oh shit! What was the question again?
Well, he just she mentioned to him about the black trees.
Oh,
and-
okay. You do get a message basically saying that he's going to look into it right away.
and that the creature seems to be invisible or something like that. But I guess she knows the answer to that now.
Yep. He says he'll look into it right away and get a reply back to you on what it could possibly be as soon as he can, and he's telling you to stay safe.
Always am.
Night passes. Nothing happens.
Still no sexy dreams.
Nope. You can have one to say if you want.
Kind of want to now.
You wake up by the sound of her jumping off the tree. It's dawn, like sun up, like literally 6 a.m.
All right.
Can someone drag me onto my horse? I don't think my legs can move.
Fine. Hope runner horse. Get up there.
You gonna slap her butt when she gets as you're helping her up. Cop a feel maybe.
Well,
You are lesbian.
yeah, I'm pushing her up by the ass.
Okay.
And fingering her a little bit too, you know, as you're wont to do in that position.
So she kind of looks back, kind of waiting for you guys to be ready. And when she notices you're ready, she drops back down on all fours, digs her back feet in, and bolts off again.
Sorry, horse.
She's
that's hollow.
not nearly as fast as she was before. She knows the horses can't take this terrain, and has slowed down considerably. Roughly another full day of travel.
Damn.
You make a small clearing into the woods, and she stops. And she looks at you with a big old smile, and she kind of opens her arms out wide and points at the ground. And stands there for a moment as the ground slowly begins to open up in front of her feet.
Where we are?
So you're underground too.
She nods. No, it's not under your feet. It's in front of her.
Oh, okay, I was like, that bitch!
No,
With a trap!
no, it's in front of her. You guys are behind her. And as the ground opened up, you guys end up seeing stairs going down, large stairs, enough for your horses to actually go down.
Can horses climb downstairs?
Yeah, horses can go up and down stairs.
Can they?
They're not steep, no.
Okay.
I'm thinking fairly wide stairs,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
the stairs that you'd use for your house.
yeah. They're really. It's a slow slope going down.
4 foot wide stairs.
Rather large steps going down. It gets darker and darker. I'm assuming you're following her down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it's carved into the soil. It's held up by steel cross beams and shit like that. With a few and far between torches. And you see a light towards the end of this, and at the end of the stairway. The stairway goes on for a decent amount of time. You guys figure you are very deep underground. And you guys get closer and closer to this light, and as you guys go through the doorway, you see this giant cutout from the earth, and this giant sphere, steel sphere, standing in the center. And it's floating there above a kind of like a pit, almost. Think a bigger circle inside of a smaller circle, or outside of another circle, with a ramp going to what looks like the front door of this object.
You certainly do have an interesting home.
And let's just say this place is probably about as big as Stormguard used to be, as far as the sphere
Huh.
goes. As you guys approach the front doors, she notions that the horses can't go any farther than this.
Do you
All
have
right.
a place
Dismount.
to tie him up? Or?
Yeah, there's a railing, so nobody falls over into the huge dome pit.
Convenient. All right. Dismount.
Then
You tie up your horses and walk the long walkway through to the actual giant sphere, and the doors open. And behind the front doors are two massive males guarding them. And at your sight, they roar in anger. You know, spits.
All of us?
Yeah, spits flying out of their mouth.
I'm gonna wave at them and say hi.
And they're looking at Saya, and you can tell they're talking, but it's extremely hard to hear it because it's almost like kind of like guttural grunts and almost like purrs, I guess you would say.
If only I was a were-tiger.
You still wouldn't understand it.
I'm gonna kind of hold my hands up to say like we're here in peace, sort of.
Their eyes aren't leaving Saya's face. Saya. They're pointing at you and pointing at her, and screaming, roaring at each other. She, balls up her. She kind of thrusts her forearm into the chest of one of the males and pushes him up against the wall, and he immediately shuts up
Go girl.
and takes a step back and kind of pushes the other one back with her back, and opens up the doorway for you guys to come through. I should have said her armor is extremely elaborate too, in the way it looks. My fucking god, it's hot in here.
She's gonna be a princess.
And you guys enter. This place is it's very, very mechanical on the inside. There's nothing natural about the inside of the sphere. Fires burning, black smoke rising out of furnaces, and random shit like that.
Not gonna lie, not what I was expecting.
It looks very like it would look very gothic, but very, very steel gothic look.
Alexis is sort of fascinated looking around.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say sort of. She's utterly astounded.
Same thing with Paleth.
There, as you guys enter, you see probably hundreds of other males and females kind of going about their own business until they notice you guys walking in, and they all just kind of stop. You see some of the males and also females, roaring in protest against you guys even being here.
I'm gonna wave to them too.
You're gonna get yourself killed.
I know.
Alexis is gonna grab Hallam by the shoulder and say, "This is the time for that."
Aww.
Paleth just keeps her hand on her belt close to her dagger, but not grabbing for it.
How close?
Kind of like she's holding in the front and her dagger's off to the side.
Well, give me like an inch or 2 foot category of how far away your hand is.
About half a foot.
Okay.
You use like the entire.
Saya notices that and moves your hand a little bit farther away, and then shakes her head no.
I should note, I'm actually Alexis is actually gonna keep her hand on Hallam's wrist to keep him from waving.
Okay. I'm pretty sure you can beat his strength check. I'm pretty sure you
I
can be
have a
distracted.
+1.
I don't care.
I will bow to.
I have a -1, so he actually probably could overpower me very easily if he
No,
wanted to.
I'm not
with
gonna try,
with the
though.
way his character is, even if he rolls, he does. I'm saying he doesn't.
Oh,
His character is a fucking twig. No. Scott can
My
I
overpower
won't
him.
anyhow.
He's wiry.
So you guys make it through, and in the center of the you know kind of the whole thing is industrial. You know, in the center there's another large sphere. The whole thing was kind of hollow, by the way. There's another large sphere with steps going up into it, and that's where she's headed. You guys follow?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want to be stuck here by yourselves because I don't think you guys would last very long.
No, I'm gonna try Streetwise and try and find a local vendor.
Sure, try that.
No.
Even if you crit, I'm gonna say you have no fucking idea. You guys follow up into the follow her up into the next sphere, and on the in the sphere is it's basically the throne room, and an elderly Belrai is sitting at there with a I'm just gonna fucking copy. If anybody doesn't notice, these things are based off basically the Char from Guild Wars 2. If you want to vision
I
of what
don't
they
know
look
Guild
like.
Wars 2.
They're on Guild Wars 1 too, but also.
Yeah.
Their enemies, Guild Wars 1.
Yep.
So.
But
I'm gonna get it.
on the side of his throne is a large flaming sword. And
Ooh,
huh?
ooh, pretty.
The whole there's no blade to it. It's just fire.
It's a lightsaber.
Yeah, sure. If you want to call it that. And she walks up to the front of the steps that lead up to the throne, unsheathes her spear, slams it down on the ground, clasps her fist to her chest and bows, and turns to her side and kind of opens out her arm to you guys and starts speaking to it in another language.
Well, when she gestures over to us, I'm actually gonna bow down too, just because it's obviously royalty.
After a little while of what'd you say, Willen?
Nothing. I was gonna bow to.
Okay.
Yeah, bow as well.
All right. Who does everybody or does somebody not do it?
I'll bow.
Okay, so everybody bows.
Nothing out of the norm for me.
So, after some yelling, they the king, well, you would assume would be the king, stands up and kind of walks past Seiya and goes, "Why are you here?"
Looking for information on the Delhi.
He sort of grunts and snarls at the mere mention of that name. So they've
I'm
returned.
glad we can agree on something.
They have, and they've destroyed one of our cities.
Your cities are none of my concern.
Well,
No.
It's very close to your city.
We can defend ourselves.
No, you're correct. That is no concern of yours. We're asking for a favor. If you guys know anything about the Delhi, why they may have returned, how they may have done it. For all we've known, the Delhi have been defeated and have been that way for almost 500 years.
He kind of puffs out his chest a little bit. The guy is roughly about 8 feet tall. No, about 7.5 feet tall. My bad. Old with it's got kind of a goatee type going on his long. He looks kind of like a lion, almost. If you want to put it to anything that you guys would understand. But he's got 4 horns protruding out of the back of his head, angled backwards. He's missing his right eye with a gash through it, and says, "Why would I supply you with any information? What could you possibly give us?" And he outstretches his arms and spins. "What is there here that we don't have?"
What could we give you?
He gets an inch away from your face and says, "Nothing."
Why do you live down here?
Why did you build the wall?
To keep people like you out.
I'm actually going to ask if there's some history we don't know about, because everyone down here seems to really not like us, and I'm not sure why.
I've seen what you people do to this world, and I'm not letting you touch what we have left of ours.
I haven't done anything to the world.
We have no intention of doing anything to your
Okay.
very
Sorry, finish and I'll say something.
your very amazing kingdom. What we're trying to do, though, is prevent our cities from being destroyed by the return of the Delhi.
They won't make a return if we have if we have it our way. We have been fighting these things far longer than you have.
How can we help?
By staying out of our way.
I don't think we've got much of a choice in that. They've come to us.
They've destroyed my city, slaughtered all my family, all my friends, all my people. I will not stand idly by. I will have my revenge. Have justice.
He turns to Geddon and, he has to lower himself to be able to talk to you into your face. And gets extremely close to you, and he just says, "They took your city. Granted, yes. But they took my world."
They took my family. They took my friends. They took my lover. They took everything that mattered to me at all. City or world, I have nothing left.
He stands straight back up again, completely, and points out the door of the throne room and says, "That's all we have left."
More than remains to me.
He looks at the people around you and says, "You have more than we have."
So you hate them, and yet you don't want help.
We don't need help. We help build their technology. We know what they know.
And yet innocent cities are still destroyed.
Here, maybe.
There's no maybe about it.
Saya pretty much, she looks at you guys and, holds out her hand to say pretty much, stop or hold on, and she runs off. And the king kind of looks over where she was and just kind of sighs. "I still don't see what you can offer us to help us. Your ships, we can build. We can take them down.
We can offer armies.
Numbers.
He's going to put a hand on your shoulder,
On.
Alexis,
Okay.
and grip it rather tightly, but not too tight to where it's painful, and he's going to pull you along towards a window. Okay?
Okay.
I don't know how you're going to react to it.
She's gonna go along with it. She's definitely. Hang on. I don't know if you need to do a bluff check. She's definitely going to act like this is not. Like she's going along with this completely because she doesn't want anyone else in the party to think this is an act of aggression or anything like that.
Yeah,
I don't know if you need to do a bluff or anything like that.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
You walk along up to the window, and look out, and it kind of overlooks like the back half of the sphere, and you see an expansive army behind it. Huge training areas. You see probably upwards of thousands of Velrai training. And he looks down at you and says, "I have my army."
I have
I-
a question.
He looks back at Shen.
If you're so certain of your victory, how is it you haven't eliminated them already?
We can't get back to our world as easily as they can come here.
How can they come here?
He kind of, looks up at the ceiling, and you can tell he's trying to think of how to put it without going over your head. Gates.
Gates that have always been there, or
Gates are always here. From the first invasion, they've built others. Others your people haven't found. Up here in these lands, there are none.
What happened to the gates? I assume they went through one to get here in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Did something happen to the gate out here?
There are no gates. They destroyed every gate that's in the Uncharted lands.
Ah,
where are the other gates?
I'm not sure of all of them.
Do you know how to find them?
He nods.
Do you know how to close them?
He nods.
But why not give
Please.
us this information?
Please, Your Majesty, there's millions of lives at risk on this. Right now, we have absolutely nothing on the Delhi. If you could give us just a small piece of your knowledge.
He lets go of your shoulder and walks back to his throne and sits back down. What do you want to know?
How can we keep the Delhi from doing what they did to Stormguard?
Only we can take care of that.
But if they
Only
have gates,
our technology can stop that.
but if they have gates potentially anywhere, they could attack Trend. They could attack Freeport.
He kind of tilts his head aside. He doesn't know Freeport.
How do we locate and secure these gates?
He says, our technology.
Can we have use of your technology to do so?
He thinks for a long, hard moment. To give you technology would to acknowledge our existence in your world.
Well, we're acknowledging the things that you're trying to destroy. They have acknowledged that we've existed and destroyed our city. Why can't we not acknowledge that you exist as well?
Because I've seen what your people do. You can tell that even though these guys aren't naturally inclined, but they do like it. That's why they're underground, to not disturb the ground above.
What is it that we do?
destroy the lands. You kill your plane. You're not the Dalhai yet. But given a few generations, you will become just like them.
I may not be the most knowing person in the world. I've not traveled much. I've traveled more in these last 3 months than I have my entire life. But where I'm from, I've seen nothing that would equate to anything you're saying.
He's mainly making a jet towards, like, you know, mowing down. Well, then, yeah, you don't travel outside of it. He's basically making a reference to mowing down forests and shit like that to build cities. They are kind of tree huggery.
Yeah.
I can't say for certain that there aren't those that would do these things, but for every one that would commit foul acts, there are 10 that would do good.
I haven't seen that from your people yet. And you get a good feeling that these guys
How
do
can you
watch
see it when you're hiding underground?
We watch. Your people cannot cross that wall. Your people cannot make it past those mountains. But we can. And we've watched Stormguard rise, and we've watched it fall.
It's time like these that make me wish I knew where my master was. He'd know what to say.
You watched and did nothing while my city was destroyed.
We couldn't interfere at this moment.
I'm immediately gonna place myself in between the big man and the Ganassi, because I see bad things happen. I can foresee them.
He is kind of
magically.
pissing me off.
I figured he would.
Now.
You have a chance to protect, and you choose to do nothing.
I protect my kind.
You won't provide us with any aid, then, Your Majesty.
Before you say that, Seiya comes back and with 6 glasses and hands them to all of you.
Glasses as in face. Or
Drinks.
glasses?
Drinks.
Drink
Yep.
glasses.
Full with a looks like a liquid silver material. Looks rather
What is
thick.
this?
She notions to drink.
Usually I'm the first one to put something in my mouth, but
I'm going to look towards the king. Does he have... What expression does he have on his face right now?
He's sighing, kind of like. He's kind of tired of her shenanigans at the moment.
I'm
I'll,
gonna drink it.
I'll cautiously take a sip.
I'm gonna wait to see what happens to the others.
It has no taste, and it's just basically just slides down your throat. As far as when you take a sip, you don't feel anything, Chris.
I'll drink it.
Everybody
I'll
who
give it a
does
drink.
drink it, they feel a slight tingle, and it passes.
All right. So what was that?
And she looks up at you and she goes, "Understand?"
Ah,
Yes?
yes.
She claps.
Very happy. Okay. Weird.
So, then Your Majesty won't be providing us with any aid.
Stay a while. I'll see if I can help.
Thank you. That is very generous of you.
And
She's going to bow when she says that.
she looks to the king and says, "They can stay, right?" And he gives a very, very long sigh before saying, "Fine. One day and they're gone." She kind of looks back with a big smile and says, "Come on, I'll show you."
Or
I'll follow.
Right.
Why not?
The king kind of slouches back in his chair and grunts as, "You guys, I'm assuming all of you leave, or is somebody staying behind to continue a conversation with the king?"
have
Yeah,
one-
I'm gonna stay with the nice person.
Okay.
I have one last thing to say.
Ask it.
You asked us before what you'd have to gain from helping us, and I finally come up with an answer.
Took you long enough.
Everything. If you gave us the ability to defeat, give us the information we need to beat them, and we managed to secure all of their gates, you'd have unobstructed access straight to them. And if we were to fail, we'd be gone, and there'd be no one to tell other people.
I have access to get back to our plane. I don't have sustainable access yet. Basically, yeah, what you're getting is he's basically building his own gate.
Oh wait, I really don't like this. I'm gonna ask if he has any fallbacks. If his, I don't mean to insult Yuri, but we've seen what the
You already
Dai can do.
The gate's not
Oh.
operational right now.
Yes, but let's say you guys fail in your plan to retake your planet.
He's at the word "fail." He slams his fist down to the table, onto the chair, and says, "We don't fail."
Lex is gonna go back to grabbing Hallen's hand and say, now's not,
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
now's not the time for this, hon.
I'm going. I'm going. I see bad things. Bad things in the
Alright.
future.
I'm just gonna bow and say, for what it's worth, I thank you for any considerations you put forward toward this. And I will take my leave.
Okay.
Thank you for spending, thank you for your time, Your Majesty.
He kind of sits back, kind of waves you off. And you guys travel a few corridors down and into a room. As far as you've seen, nothing is natural in this place. Like all the floorings are steel, the walls are steel, the doors are steel. You make it. There are 6 individual rooms that you guys can have, and the beds aren't very comfortable. But you guys do have beds and running water inside of each room.
Is there a bath?
There are baths. You can bathe.
Thank God.
You have everything you could possibly want inside of these rooms, except for food.
I'm gonna ask how safe it would be to travel outside of these rooms.
She kind of says, "I would strongly advise not doing that."
I want to know what kind of food they have.
They eat regular meat.
Oh,
They hunt deer, shit like that.
I was kind of
Elk.
hoping for exotic stuff.
No, they.
Saya. Sorry.
Oh, shit. Sorry, Chris. Go on.
What?
Go ahead. No. What were you gonna say?
Saya, is that your father?
She nods no.
No. Okay.
You can speak to us now, right?
I forget sometimes.
Well, one of us is going to have to take care of our horses eventually.
She looks at you and says, "They'll be taken care of. Trust me. We won't eat them."
Oh,
That's
good.
very good. Saya, the king, do you think there's any chance he'll actually help us?
She kind of looks at you and goes, and she speaks very slowly, "Saya,"
Saya?
and then she nods.
My apologies.
Now, what was your question?
Do you think His Majesty will give us any aid?
I don't know, but I can find aid for you if he does not.
What do you mean?
I know people too. Why do you think I was there? I wasn't supposed to go outside the. Nobody is supposed to go outside the walls. But I want them to. I want the Dalhai to stop, not harm anybody else.
King is too proud a fool. He will.
I'm gonna get in between you and the cat person again.
No, she acknowledged. She acknowledges it.
He's too blinded by his pride to do what is necessary.
He has his own way and culture. We have to respect that.
His own way and culture is
She.
going to kill
sorry.
us.
She goes, "This is what we could have. This is all that we could have brought from our world. We couldn't bring anything else, and we had to set up here.
I'm gonna ask.
Wait a second. Anybody with knowledge, please roll it.
Knowledge
Knowledge.
what?
Knowledge
Which?
rolls. Knowledge check.
Of
Knowledge.
what?
It's like
History.
intelligence.
Intelligence.
check,
My
or-
bad. Intelligence.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll with my +1.
It doesn't matter.
I'll do
if you
it.
get high enough, it works.
Yeah, I'm not rolling.
19.
1.
Let's see.
Who got the 30?
No one.
Okay, so it's 24 is the highest.
No, 19 is the highest.
No, 19. That's,
Oh, I thought Waylon had
What the hell did I just roll there?
no, I was a
There you
10.
go, 23.
Okay, Dan understands this. You think that when she says this is all we brought, you think anything above the mountain lot range wasn't inherently there?
So they actually brought the land itself.
Yep, they brought their world here.
Huh.
You'd almost say it's 2 worlds.
Hmm.
Ha, ha, ha.
The original title of the book, Two Worlds One.
I'm gonna actually ask. Forgive me if I'm being overly cautious, but I seem to have just angered the king pretty bad.
She looks
What's
at
the
you.
likelihood?
She looks at you and she goes, "Well, you're fucked."
Thank you, thank you. What's the likelihood him or one of your fellow? I don't know what to call your
Vel
group.
Rai. That's what the name of the people. are.
Velrai, your fellow Velrai, might come try to kill us in our sleep.
She she laughs. It's a very throaty, almost roary laugh. But says, "No, trust me, nobody would harm you here.
Okay, that makes it feel a lot better.
King says you stay, you stay. Don't worry."
And, have you guys had any problems with anything on our planet? Things that live here harassing you, not.
Just the occasional human trying to make over to the wall or boating above our borders that we have between you and us.
What do you do
Do
with
you
those?
send them to Ardent?
We try not to kill, but if they resist too much, we do.
What happens to them
When
if you don't kill them?
she goes, we try and scare them away. They think these lands are haunted.
Yeah.
Is it possible to get a private audience with your king again tomorrow?
She thinks, and she goes, I can probably work that in.
I would greatly appreciate it if you could do that for me, Saya.
She smiles. Now, if there's anything else, I will grab you guys some food, and hopefully your stay won't be too inconvenient for you guys.
No, I would love to sample any foods you have here.
They're not vegetarians.
Oh, I'll have trail rations, never mind.
What?
I'll have trail rations, never mind.
Yeah, I still
Sounds
didn't
so
understand that.
depressed.
Trail
Yes,
rations.
Trail rations.
Oh. Yeah, they're it's going to be extremely hard to find fruits and vegetables here
Yeah,
Of-
pasta? Fuck,
of
man.
any sort.
That's fine now, that's fine. She's actually, Alexa's gonna go to whatever room she's taking, and she's immediately gonna start writing to Slade.
Okay. You're going
Places.
to tell them about these people?
About the Valrai, yeah.
Okay. Are you going to tell them where they're at?
Yes.
Okay.
And specifically mention the fact that they're resistant to us. And they know what we need to know, but they won't tell us because they find us inferior and
Yep.
are isolationists.
Yep. They find you as
I'm
a
actually-
plague, just like the Delhi.
I'm actually gonna explore the building a little bit. See what I can.
When you asked if you can actually go outside without and explore. She says, no, not unless you have. She'll go with you, but you can't go anywhere outside of those rooms without her or somebody that she's comfortable with to guide you around.
Okay, I'd be fine for that.
Okay, so she'll show you
And-
around.
And while I'm doing that, I actually want to talk to her about her culture and what people believe there. 'Cause I imagine Ardent is not the god of choice among these people.
They don't have one. You find that out.
Well, have you heard the word of art? No.
So you're really gonna go over the railing and down the pit now, aren't you?
No. No.
Let's find out if assassins can fly.
Well, he's not scared of death. This is not the time to be testing it.
So, I think this is an alright spot to stop if you guys want to. It already is almost 2:30 a.m. Unless you guys have any quick questions you want me to answer.
No, just hoping Slade responds to me because she's basically going to be using any information, any sort of advice he gives.
Okay. I'll write to you, Chris, during the week. Basically, if you're gonna have a conversation with them throughout the day, I'm pretty sure you guys are pretty much gonna spend the day in your pretty much, let's say, cells. You can leave them. I just wouldn't recommend it. If you're gonna write back and forth from them, you and I can do that throughout the week.
Okay.
If you just want to have minor conversations that we don't actually need to air.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So, that was the end of session 2. What do you guys think?
Things are getting interesting.
It was fun.
It was good.
So, who likes Devin?
Devin's fun. I feel bad because I don't know what happened to him now. Again, if we released him or if he's a prisoner on the ship or what.
I think you guys said you released him.
Yeah.
Okay.
That made me really sad because I started getting like of Mice and Men flashbacks.
Oh god.
But yeah, I made I didn't think you were gonna capture him alive, so I had to immediately make a personality up in my head. So I was like, these are hill people. These people are stupid.
He looks so cool from his token. I was expecting like this badass bandit leader, and it's like this intense like interrogation. He just says like, big ship fall from sky, but there was food. I like food.
So what do you think of the new race?
The cat people,
Mm-hmm.
they're mean.
I
so I
play-
like them.
I play a Char in Guild Wars.
Yep.
Aesthetically, they're awesome.
That's why I'm going. That's what they are. They're basically the Char. I mean, I labeled pretty much the city is basically off the city. It's one giant orb. But I just put it underground.
Making me want to play Guild Wars 2 now.
It's alright.
He died in the wilderness, got his head caught in a tree. That's what happened to David.
Oh,
He got his head stuck in a honey pot trying to get food out. He's
Oh,
so
God.
suffocated.
oh.
No! That's horrible. No. Oh.
No,
Terrible.
Davin's not dead. He might make a return later.
He saves us from death.
No, he's not that smart.
He's not heroic.
Accidentally.
His intelligence
guys-
is half what Tyler's is. Tyler's character.
Yet he's still able to lead a group of people.
Well, that's because he got
He's
the pants.
Yeah.
The most
well,
It's
competent.
because he has the pants.
they all died though.
Did he disrespect Alexis because she doesn't wear long pants?
Yes, he does.
It's like, you must be stupid.
You know, smart like me, my pants go all the way ground.
I want to buy like a pair of just giant pants so if we ever meet him again.
You must be God.
Puffy
Instead of
pants.
Slowing you. You God.
Get some fucking MC Hammer pants and shit.
Yeah, parachute pants. Alright.
I gotta go for the night, so
All right.
Yeah, I got it.
Alright, have a good night.
See you all
Farewell,
later.
folks.
Got to collapse as well.
I believe I might actually head off too. Very tired.
All right. Well, it was a fun session. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Fun session.
Happy
Thank you,
birthday
sir,
to
for,
me.
happy birthday.